In this next video, we're going to touch on crossover starts. Again, as I mentioned in the V quick start video, crossover starts are basically begin with a crossover and then get right back into our V start for those next 2 pushes as we take off. When we do a crossover start, we want to make sure that we're in a good base, we're in a good spot. Again, weights on the ball of our foot. 90% of the time when we do a crossover start, it's going to be from a moving position. So we're going to come into from a moving position, do a side stop, and then cross over to take off and go the other direction. So when we get set on that, we want to make sure that we're good on our edges. So we're going to stop on our edges. And if we stop properly, our inside foot, so the foot closest to the direction we're going to go, is going to be on our outside edge. And our outside foot is going to be on our inside edge. And if we recall the 4 crossovers, we have 2 pushes in our crossover. So right after I stop, I'm going to push with my outside foot, cross it over, leading with that toe, and this is where that leading with that toe is so important. I want to lead with that toe so I'm on the ball of my foot, and then I'm going to take my under push on my outside edge. I'm going to push and then open that foot right up and get into my next 2-3 quick pushes before I get into my long hard strides. So again, looking at our crossover start, when we come into that stop or we start from a start position, we want to make sure that we're getting a really good outside push. We're crossing that foot over, leading with our toe, and then getting a really good under push. Right after that under push, we want to make sure that that heel comes up and we open our toe up, and then take off. Again, want to make sure that we emphasize getting our heels up, make sure that we emphasize that we're not pushing our body up, but our body's coming out. And a very, very important key is making sure that we lead with our head. So when we come into our stop, we stop, our body's square. Right away, we're going to turn our head, shoulders, and then take off in that start position. Right, a couple key points to be able to become a better starter is making sure that you're popping your heels and snapping your toe. And when we come up and over our boot, we want to make sure that that toe's opened up. And then as we push with that under push, we want to make sure that we open that toe up, pop that heel, and then get into our next 2-3 quick steps. A couple bad habits that we see with our crossover starts are not getting our heels up enough. So just taking little steps to try to take off. A lot of times you see players that end up coming up out of that stop. So when they stop their feet, they cross over and pop up instead of coming out. And I'll also see a lot of times not controlling their stick or their upper body properly. So when they stop, they don't turn their head first, they turn their hips first, and then their head and shoulders follow after. We want to make sure that we turn our head, shoulders first, and then get those feet moving with them. And also making sure that our upper body is moving in the same direction as we're going. So after we stop, we turn our head, shoulders, feet, and get those arms going in the direction that you want them to go.